Good afternoon, everyone, or should I say good afternoon, evening, because it's almost evening time. Um, and welcome to part two of working while being targeted, which I fully believe is a very important topic, especially if you are a targeted individual. In the previous video, we briefly discussed some of the challenges that you might face as a result of workplace mobbing, poverty engineering, homelessness engineering, joblessness engineering. However, today's video is very different. Today's video, we're going to be looking at things in a very structured manner, okay? And these are the topics that will be covered in today's video. Number one, the types of things you could do to earn a living while working from home, which is working online. Remember, in the previous video, we discussed working online at home or working from home is something that a targeted individual should really be considering. And in this video, we're going to be looking at the types of things you could do to earn a living while working from home or working online. The second thing we're going to look at in this video is problems that you might encounter while working from home. The third thing we're going to look at is some useful advice for creative people. And the reason why I have decided to single out creative people is not only because I'm a creative person myself, but because I've noticed that a lot of people who are targeted individuals are also creative. And creative people have a very different format of thinking. It's not a mainstream format. And in many cases, they are so passionate that they are willing to put their passion before their survival. And I'm talking from my own personal experiences and what I've done myself. And then the last thing we'll look at is the conclusion. Okay? So we're going to look at the conclusion after we've looked at all those things. So let us now go very quickly to the first section of this video. We're going to look at the first section, and these are just points that I put down on writing before I left the house. I put down some notes as to what I fully believe you should consider, or examples of things you could do while working from home and working online. Okay? So these are the possible jobs that you could do online from home. Number one, freelancing. So selling skills that you have over the internet to potential clients. You get paid for completing jobs. This is very versatile and can be a steady source of income if you cultivate it and stick with it. If you look at a website known as Fiverr, a lot of you are familiar with a website known as Fiverr, you can see numerous examples of freelancers selling their skills online and making money from selling these skills. As a freelancer, it is strongly advised that you have your own website or blog where you can display your portfolio or examples of your works. If you wish, you can also receive payments on your website or your blog. I realize that some freelancers might not like to go through services like Fiverr or third-party websites, so they try as much as possible to handle everything themselves, which is really good. So these are options that you can, sort of take. Now, the freelancing category is vast, to say the least, and if you don't have skills to be a freelancer, which I do see could be a problem for some people, which is the desire to be a freelancer is there, but they're saying to themselves, I don't have the skills. I don't know any special skills to be a freelancer. Well, here's my advice to you. My advice to you is that you can learn a skill. It's not so difficult. It could be a language. It could be graphic design. It could be UI UX design, which is user interface design. It could be so many different things, but these things, if you don't have it as a skill or it doesn't come naturally to you, you can always learn it and perfect it by practicing. Okay? Number two, content creation. Another vast area with the potential to be a lucrative and steady source of income for a targeted individual is content creation. Okay? And it's very popular today. It is also an excellent option for creative, targeted individuals as well. Content creation in the conventional sense will be creating episodic content for an audience that can donate to you for your work. Or they can buy each episodic release of your work. Okay? There is also the option to monetize your work via advertisements. For example, your YouTube channel or your YouTube videos. These are another way, this is an example, just picking one of the many examples, because creating content on YouTube is something which is relatively easy, and it could be your own content, which is your own intellectual property. So when you have your own intellectual property or your own videos that you create, for example, a log of your life, a log of targeting that you are experiencing, if you're really good at keeping record of all these things, I would strongly advise that you consider content creation or some sort of YouTube channel. Okay? Content creation is very popular these days, and to make a living off it, you will need to be dedicated to it for a long period of time. Rome was not built in a day, and the same applies for the successes related to content creation. Videos are, of course, only one example, just like I mentioned. You can create episodic novels, cartoons, comics, drawings, stories, you name it. But the core of content creation is episodic content, something that keeps them coming back for more. Please remember this, it's very important. The next thing you could do as a targeted individual working from home and working online is known as paid surveys. Now, paid surveys are ubiquitous online, and they require you to enter your details into various online forms and surveys in order to earn a certain amount of money. While I haven't tried this myself, I can safely say that I am cautious about it due to the fact that my details will be passed to third parties who might decide to use it in a malicious way. So this is why I haven't actually tried this personally. Okay? While you're free to explore it, I personally have never ventured into it. You might know someone who has done something similar. If you do, speak to them about it and see what became of it. See what sort of money they were making from it, and if it was the sort of money that they could use to, for example, sustain themselves. Another thing you could do from home as a targeted individual, which is working from home and online, is a work from home call center and customer service job. This is an area where there are a lot of jobs these days, as it saves the employer a lot of money. You working from home means that you don't have to worry about bus times, transport costs, and other costs and issues related to going into an actual office. The best part? You don't need to meet anyone in person, and I'm sure you know why this is important. Because of workplace mobbing, being sabotaged, it is very dangerous. There are many things they could do to you when you dedicate your life to a 9 to 5 schedule or any other schedule of a set time where you have to go into a building and meet with other people. They could gang up on you. This is a reality of being a targeted individual, and it's something that, like I said to you, after what happened in 2017 to me, I promised myself that I would never be in a situation where I am surrounded by people who can sort of conspire against me. Never, ever, ever am I going to do that. Okay? Now, these jobs are available as full-time, part-time, and 0-hour contracted positions. The 0-hour jobs are jobs that you aren't offered or guaranteed a set of hours every week. Hours are offered based on availability. This is a very flexible type of employment. Of course, in order to do such a job, you will need a residential address, a capable computer with at least 8 gigabytes of RAM, a fast broadband connection, a USB headset with a microphone, and a smartphone. What I've just discussed or listed over there are the basics, the very basics for you to get involved in a work from home call center or customer service position. These are they're very popular in the UK, and I'm sure they are also popular in other countries as well, because this is something that became very popular after the pandemic, or should I say, the plandemic. Okay? Once you have all these essentials, then you can work from home as a call center and customer services advisor. This is something that now becomes feasible once you have those simple things. Okay? Now we go to number 5, trading. This is simply buying and selling online. Here are the main types of trading. Okay? We've got momentum trading, which is stocks and stock exchange, trading based on mean reversion, scalping, day trading, swing trading, positional trading, technical trading, fundamental trading, techno-fundamental trading, equity trading, derivative trading, currency trading, which is the forex or foreign exchange. I actually know someone who was very, very deep into the forex and the foreign exchange trading, and I'm sure that this is something they stuck onto for many years, and they did it consistently every single day. They were always talking to me about it, and at the time, due to my targeting position and the circumstances in life, I didn't quite have the time and the means to dedicate into looking to it. But this is one of the things that you could do as a targeted individual. It can be totally done from the comfort of your bedroom. Every single type of trading I've listed so far, you can do it from the comfort of your bedroom. Okay, so we've also got commodity trading and cryptocurrency trading. Some of you who've watched my previous videos will know that I have already spoken about cryptocurrency trading. It's something that you can go to. In fact, I've donated to some so-called targeted individuals with cryptocurrencies, and it's something that you can really look into investing in cryptocurrencies. I would strongly advise TIs to invest in some form of trading online. If you learn how to do it, the rewards are great. It also means that you can work from anywhere in the world, so you are not restricted to a particular position. You've got your laptop, you've got your smartphone, you've got the broadband connection. Hello. And seeing as you have those essentials, you can actually begin to trade anywhere on the planet. This is what is defined as flexibility, work-based flexibility. And as a TI, being flexible is a golden plus, a very big golden plus. You're not having to be tied down. Because think about it this way. If you worked in an office, 9 to 5 job, okay, the standard sort of hours, and you have to go to that job every day, you have to drive there, you have to take a bus there, or you have to take a train there. Now just imagine what could possibly be done to you when you have such a set schedule by the organized gang stalking network. They know what time you wake up. They know what time you leave the house to go to work. They know what time you get to work. They know what you're doing at work and all that. So these are things that make trading a very, very powerful option for targeted individuals. If you do not know how to trade or you do not know what it is, please understand that there are free resources online that will teach you everything you need to know about trading. And if you're a member of the TIS community chat, you can expect that I will put down a transcript of what I have discussed in this section of the video, and I will also provide links for you so that you can check these things out yourself. All right? So, flexibility, very, very important. Now, the next thing we're going to discuss is the problems that you might encounter while working from home. What sort of problems can you encounter? I am going to speak from my personal experiences as well as things that I can perceive as potential problems should you decide to go full home working. Okay? Now, those of you who watch my previous videos will already know that I work in a research company. Okay, it's a research company, and what happens in this research company is that they, ring people up, students, and we do surveys with them. I ask them questions based on what they've done at university, and I collect these answers and responses, and these responses are sent back to university. This is a standard job. I work a couple of hours every week. Over the Christmas period, it's been quiet, but hopefully we will resume in January. Now, while I was doing this job, the workers of iniquity and the neighbors were doing the following things to me. They were sabotaging my internet connection. This is one of the most painful of all. The reason why is because it directly affects your performance at work. A denial of service attack, a side channel attack, a man in the middle attack. They can just launch these attacks against you, which would disconnect you from your work network. And then your employer is going to be like, what's happening? They're going to be like, wow, is everything okay? It's happened to me a couple of times. In the previous address, it was even worse. I would be at work and I would be, for example, doing my work as per usual, in the middle of a survey, not even in between the survey, in the middle of a survey, and then all of a sudden, what we have is a disconnection. It disconnects immediately, bam, and then it reconnects back. So I'm like, what was that? And I lost the survey. So my manager's like, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, I just had a very strange disconnection and it just reconnected by itself, but it disconnected. And I just wanted to say something. This particular behavior does not happen any other time. Only happens when I'm at work. I contacted my broadband service provider and I said to them, look, this is very strange. I've just had a really weird experience and it only happens when I'm at work. I obviously suspect this is a denial of service attack of some form, but while I'm at work, while I'm at work, I'm having this particular disconnection. Okay? They're like, on our end, it looks absolutely fine. I'm like, really? They're like, yep, everything looks fine on our end. I'm like, that's so weird. And I'm like, is my bill up to date? Have I paid you everything? They're like, yep. I'm like, okay, could you run a test on the line to see that the line is totally okay? They ran a test on the line. They're like, yep, your line is fine. So if my line is fine, there's nothing wrong on their end. My bill is up to date. There's no problem with my router. It's totally fine. Then the question is this: why is it that whenever I am at work, my broadband connection always has these strange disconnection episodes? It's very simple. It's because the next door neighbors were sabotaging my connection. It's very, very simple. This is what was happening. So this is one of the greatest problems that you can face when working online. The second problem you can face is being microwaved while you are at work. Very, very, very dangerous. In the middle of a survey, I'm talking to a student, and guess what? I have my throat being microwaved, my eyes being microwaved, the top of my head being microwaved, the side of my head being microwaved, my genitals being microwaved. And you can imagine sustaining or, withstanding a very intense attack while you're at work, a microwave attack while you're at work. Imagine that. Imagine, I use my eyes to read what's on the computer screen, and then all of a sudden, poof, it's gone. It's gone. My eyes are like gone. I'm like, what's going on here? Why can't I read properly? It even got to the point where, in the middle of a survey, what I was saying was not making sense. This is known as forced speech. They were microwaving my head to the point where I was slurring and my words were slurring and I wasn't making sense. While I was talking, I was like not making sense at all. And this is because I was being heavily attacked while I was at work. If you work in a call center type of job or a work from home customer services job or a survey type of job where you conduct interviews, this type of attack can be detrimental to your work. And when you put that beside the disconnection of your internet, the denial of service attack, it can be detrimental. So this is something that I want you to keep in mind, that yes, working at home is very, very good. It's viable, but it's not completely sabotage proof. There are ways they can try and sabotage you. But the good news is this: in spite of the different ways they can try and sabotage you, okay, you also have ways that you can limit or restrict the adverse side effects of, their sabotage. You can do things to limit it, and in a different video I'll discuss that, because this particular video is not meant for that. Okay, so we're looking at that problems that you might encounter while working from home. They might even decide to tamper with your electricity. Now this is something very important, because tampering with your electricity is something that I've witnessed myself. The landlord in the last two previous places I stayed, he did this. And I also noticed that while I was being attacked at night time, my electricity was draining really fast. And I'll tell you why. It is because my electricity was fiddled with to the point where it was actually being used to attack me. So, Sabotaging your electric supply is another thing they can do. So be mindful of these things. Okay. Now, let me go to the next one, which is some useful advice for creative people. Creative people are not your conventional people. No, they're not. Especially someone or people who are truly creative. A truly creative person, like myself, I'm the kind of person that I would put my passion before my stomach. I will put my passion before my ability to work or do anything. My passion comes first. This is because I'm doing it not just for the banknotes. I'm doing it because I love it. This is what I love. I'm passionate about it and I'm serious about it. Now, creative people, on your journey to work from home, you will come across different types of characters. One of the characters that you will encounter while you're at work are the dissuaders. I call them the dissuaders. The dissuaders are a very important type of perp. They could be a family member, or they could be a so-called friend. It could just be somebody that you know. So what is the job, the primary objective of a dissuader? The primary objective of a dissuader is to turn you away from that which you are passionate about. So for example, you might be a painter, a drawer, a graphic designer, or you're a musician and you're very artistic in nature. Okay, you're very passionate about that artistic craft that you do. What will happen is that a dissuader will approach you and tell you that you should abandon your creative talents and your creative passion in favor of other things. They'll say, oh, why don't you just totally get rid of that creative passion? Why don't you just totally get rid of your ability to do graphic design? Oh, you're a fantastic painter. Yes, we all know that, but why don't you just get rid of that so that you can do what you can survive? Get rid of it and go and, find yourself a job. Find yourself, they'll say, oh, they say stupid things and nonsensical things like just go get a job. Now, my advice to you is that if you ever come across such a character, it is very simple. Give them the middle finger. You have got to give them the middle finger, and if possible, give them more than one middle finger. The reason why is because they do not have that craft. They do not have those skills. They do not have that talent. And for that reason, it's very easy for them to dissuade you and try and push you in a direction that could cause you to be even in a worse place. Their focus is to move you away from that which you're passionate about. One thing a lot of creative people do not realize is that your creative talent, that skill that you have, that passion that you have for your ability to create is something which goes past the physical. It is spiritual, it is metaphysical. So whenever you see a dissuader trying to push you or pull you away from that which you are spiritually linked to, please understand that you have a demon there. There's no doubt about it. I don't care if it's a family member, if it's your wife, your girlfriend, or someone. No, don't listen to them. Because you have been given that talent for a reason. And yes, it was never meant to be totally easy. There will always be times when things are not so, yeah, when things are not so easy. Yes, this is life. This is how life is. Life was not meant to be a smooth sailing journey. There will always be bumpy episodes, and those bumpy episodes will even make you question yourself. You might say, oh, you know what, why am I doing this? Never ever give up your creative talent. Never doubt it. And I'm talking from personal experience, because over the years I've been building up my portfolio, sharpening my skills in different areas, and believe me when I say that within this period of time I have encountered the largest collection of dissuaders that I have ever faced at any point. I mean, they will come to me and talk to me about abandoning this, abandoning that, or they try and push me somewhere else. And this really, really, really pissed me off majorly. It made me angry. But at the end of the day, I realized that these are demons. This is their job. They're there to push you away from that which you are naturally gifted at. And another thing you notice about such people is that those skills that they're trying to push you away from, if you were to use those skills to benefit them for something that they want to do, oh, they're quick to praise you. Oh, they'll say all sorts of nice things, sugarcoating. Oh, you're so skilled. You are a computer expert. Oh, could you come help me fix this? Or you're really good at drawing. Why don't you do me a graphic design, something for a birthday card or something equally preposterous? Yes, of course. They will speak to you nicely because they want you to use that skill, that gift for their benefit. But the moment you decide to invest that skill in yourself, oh, they're not happy about that. And then that's when you see them now begin to sabotage. They're saboteurs, dissuaders, saboteurs. That's what they do. They will sabotage your efforts to invest that skill, that spiritual skill in yourself. No, they don't want you to do that. So my advice to creative people is this. If you do find yourself being in that position, let's say you're hungry, you're without a job, and then you got people surrounding you trying to get you to leave that job, to leave your creative passion, and they're trying to discourage you with stupid statements like, oh, just go get a job. Just tell them middle finger, another middle finger, times 100, times 1,000, times infinity. You can have all those middle fingers. Because I was given this gift for a reason. I'm passionate about this thing for a reason. You are not, because you don't have that gift. You are not spiritually connected in that sense. So yes, it will be easy for you to sabotage or dissuade me from what I am naturally good at. So remember that targeted individuals that are also creative people. Okay? Now, I also wanted to talk about myself just very quickly. This also falls under the sort of things that you could do while working from home. Is intellectual property creation. This is something I'm very passionate about because it involves many different skills, organizational skills, creative skills, technical skills, and I find it so exciting that I can build an idea up from nothing to a final product. This is known as intellectual property creation. You own the rights to the product. You decide how it looks. Okay, this ugly fly. Okay, you decide how the product looks. You are in charge of every aspect of the existence of that product. You decide how you monetize that product. You decide how the product is branded, because branding is obviously very important. Okay, so you decide how the product is branded, how you publish the product, how you decide how you push this product onto the masses. And as an independent developer, this is something I'm absolutely passionate about. As you can imagine, I have dealt with all manner of dissuaders and saboteurs, and it's really, really interesting when you look at it from that perspective. Hello. So this is my own personal experience being an independent graphic designer. I mean, there's so many things that I do: graphic design, video creation, authoring, programming, scripting, software development, application development, game design, 2D art for game design, animation, 3D modeling. Let's put it this way: I've even got skills that I forgot I had. That's how versatile I went into the world of 3D arts and computer arts. Is the versatility. I went and I said to myself, I'm going to learn all these things, and I'm going to use it for my benefit. I am going to invest in myself, and I am going to use these skills to create my own intellectual properties. And that is what I'm doing today. And are you serious? It's not easy. It's not easy because I know that it's meant to be tough. So what I did is that I decided to get a job, right? That is like a part-time job, 0-hour contracted job that I can work from home to make a money, to survive. But the money that I make from that survival and from that job also funds my intellectual properties. It funds the creation and the development of my intellectual properties. This is what I do. So my aim is obviously to get to the point where my intellectual properties are independent of a second source of funding, and they are bringing in all the money that I need to survive. This is my goal. It's not going to be easy, but if it was too easy, then it's probably not worth it. This is why I love it, is the fact that it's so challenging. And that challenge is a reminder that, you know what, this is worth it. So this is my advice to creative targeted individuals. Don't give up. Never abandon your gifts just because somebody else said you should do. No matter how they bully you, they might bully you. They might try and break you down mentally. They're like, oh, they're trying to mess with your psychological health. And they're going to say, okay, you know what? Why don't you just get rid of that nonsense? It's not worth it. Why are you doing it? Yeah. The question you should ask them next time, should anybody approach you and tell you to do that, ask them, do you know how to do what I do? Do you have the skill set to achieve what I achieve in a creative context? If they say no, then you have got no reason to listen to them. And that is my advice to you. So, in conclusion, hello, hi. So, in conclusion, one of the main things that I have picked up throughout my years as, a targeted individual, as a TI working from home, is that there will be lots of trial and error. It will be difficult and almost impossible at times. I mean, you're talking about me. I was almost homeless, almost totally homeless. But I did not give up. I said, no, 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 no. It's tough, but I can never give up. I couldn't imagine living a life without my creative passion. And I stuck with it, and I'm happy where I am now. I have achieved things that I thought would not be possible, and that makes me happy. Rome was not built in a day. It was not meant to be easy, and I think that's the joy of it. Striving to survive each day, it's much more difficult than the average person because of the pressures that we have to face as TIs. Imagine getting radiated at night, then you wake up in the morning to try and start your project. You're probably not even able to think properly. You can't even see properly. And it doesn't surprise me that they attack my eyes and my brain. It's because they're stupid, so they're jealous of my brain. They're dumb. And that's a fact. That is a fact. So in conclusion, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was able to enlighten you a little bit and provide you with some information as to the prospects of working from home, working online. And if you're a targeted individual and you're still applying for 9 to 5 jobs where you actually go into an office to meet lots of other people, then I would say that it is a great idea to consider what has been discussed today in this particular video, because that discussion goes a long way to helping you think about it. It might not be feasible to you, but if you have the essentials that have been, noted down in this video, like a residential address, a laptop, a smartphone, a very fast broadband connection, and you're able to, for example, speak the English language very fluently. In fact, I forgot to mention that before. Being able to speak the English language very fluently, it might be your native tongue, but obviously the English language is the most popular language in the planet today in terms of, communication. So if you have those things under your belt, think about it, research it, look into it. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a Twitter inbox and, drop me a message by email. You can reach me by email on the official blog. On the official blog, on the side panel on the official blog, you can just drop your email address, etc. And yes, I'll be more than happy to help you out. Okay, so remember, have a lovely evening, have a lovely day. Look out for the next video, and remember to protect yourself at all times. Okay, so all the best and take care.
I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Your support goes a very long way. Stay tuned for the next video, and don't forget to protect yourself at all times.